Hey everyone, it's a podcast. Hey, it's a podcast.
Hello everyone. This is Bernie Burns.
Hey, I am Jeff Ramsey.
Gus Cirola.
Joel Heyman.
And Jeff.
RT Podcast theme song.
Go with the theme song.
Eat that final countdown. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Rooster your teeth.
Oh, I wanted to throw my panties.
I did throw my panties.
Nice.
Hey everyone.
Wow.
I think the real joke there is that guy had to listen to like 8 different clips of me singing over and over again while he auto-tuned that.
I think someone should auto-tune this whole podcast.
Yeah.
You sound much better auto-tune, Jeff.
Thanks, dude. Isn't that what it's for? Man, I'm surprised now that hearing that it took that long for somebody to auto-tune us.
It probably didn't take very long. That entry was like from 8 months ago or 9 months ago. That entry was submitted. This person was really deceptive. I think they tried to get to the head of the line. They wrote that the email was from, if you look at it in my mail program, it says it's from Olivia Munn. Then you open it and it's from Keenan. I can't pronounce that last name. Little trickery.
Well, no matter what you put in the email, it's going to be disappointing after that, you know.
Well, maybe he was logged into Olivia Munn's computer when he sent that message.
Entirely possible.
He's like, okay, baby, go to work. I'm going to send this wicked-ass auto-tune song.
It was pretty awesome.
I saw Olivia Munn in something recently.
Transformers.
Date
No,
Night,
Terminator.
right?
Was she in Date Night?
She's the hostess in Date Night.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she's
Okay.
in the trailer, right?
I saw her in Iron Man 2, and I didn't realize I was saying it, that I saw her in Iron Man 2. But it's not at all a big deal. And you should totally cut out that I said that.
Is
You're
she
just like Jack in last week's podcast, so I had to cut him.
It's so insignificant, I literally didn't remember that's where I saw it.
Is she also in Date Night?
She is in Date Night.
How is that movie?
I haven't seen it. I was trying to cover it. I was totally trying to cover it. Okay, I'm going to come totally clean here. I was sending an email from her computer. And
Your web of lies is unraveling, buddy.
it is. And I was auto-tuning some wicked songs.
Did you see that dude who accessed Sarah Palin's email? Was found guilty
No
Good.
shit.
on 2 charges.
Prison
Good.
stuff?
Let's see. I don't think he's been sentenced yet, but he was found guilty of computer fraud, which is a misdemeanor subject to a prison term of up to 1 year, and obstruction of justice, which carries a maximum 20-year sentence.
I wonder what the obstruction of justice was.
Who knows? He was found not guilty of wire fraud, and the jury deadlocked on identity theft.
Deadlocked. So deadlock means you're off the hook?
I guess.
Like, we could probably try to retry him.
I guess he's not found not guilty. They can retry, I guess, yeah.
Yeah. Until the statute of limitations runs out.
Obviously, we're all, legal experts here.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely. So he could do jail time.
Yes.
He fucking should do jail time. I'm no Sarah Palin fan, but come on.
Looks like between those 2 charges, he could do a maximum of 21 years, but I doubt it'll be that bad.
No.
Wow. I just learned from my new iPhone addiction, which is a program by the name of Crank, Qrank. I've been trying to get Gus, but go ahead and make your comment. Go ahead. Fuck
See?
you.
I decided that I'm just going to, circumvent this whole problem. I'm just not going to install it, because in 2 weeks, you're going to delete it and call us all stupid for using it.
It's true.
So I'm just going to
Or
not
you'll be
install
like,
it.
or you'll go, I can't believe they fucking ruined Crank on me. It was great, and they make that one update, and now it's worthless. So now I gotta delete it.
Is this a
When have
trivia one?
when have I ever said that? Yes, it's a trivia game. When have I ever said that they made an update and killed it?
Doodle jump.
Oh yeah, no, that's true. Okay, that's true.
Point, Jeff.
You have blinders on about everything you say.
I was afraid because I
mean-
couldn't back you up on that. I was like, oh shit, I don't remember that ever happening. You fucking pulled it out yourself.
I have blinders on behind me. Guys,
Plus, also, Q rank is something that Jack likes, so it's got like 2 strikes against it.
Yeah, that's not good.
And what you're giving stuff to Gus because you like the app and he's not using it? What's the story?
First of all, I just want to say in my defense, I only don't remember the bad stuff about myself.
That's true.
So I'm very consistent.
Very unique. It's very
Excellent
unique
quality you
to
have, yeah.
It is.
Only you have that.
Well, Crank is cool because it's a trivia game, which I believe is made by somebody here in Austin, Texas, a developer in Austin.
Oh, really? I'll download it then.
There you go, brother.
I
And,
didn't realize it was local. Yeah.
But I don't care what he says. I'm not downloading Gowalla because that Foursquare thing, everyone admits that was a massive dud.
Is Gowalla local?
Yes.
No shit.
Yeah.
Huh?
Jolie
Yeah.
Bush was trying to get me to download him
Maybe.
to get off Foursquare.
So's Tabbed Out.
Tabbed Out's local. Yeah, I knew that. Yeah.
I saw a dude with a Tabbed Out shirt at the Mac store up at the Domain the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome. We found a conversation that's less interesting than local eaters, local app developers. But Crank is a game that you can only play once a day, and it's a trivia game. It's almost like, you remember You Don't Know Jack?
Yeah, I love that
man.
game.
It's a lot like that, but you have all your friends and you all compete with the same 15 trivia questions, essentially. And then it ranks you once a day. And then you say, I want to play again. It says, nope, you've already played today.
Let me ask you a question. After a month, the person that has the highest score, do they get money?
No, you can bet your friends if you want to, depending on the laws of your state.
I think that you should get money.
How come you...
A free app that pays you money.
That's right.
How come you never asked me to get it?
I think I did. You don't respond to my aims.
I did it every chance I get. I don't respond to your texts at like 2 in the morning.
That's probably when I did. I probably texted you at 2 in the morning.
Bernie aimed my phone while I was asleep, like at 2 in the morning the other day, to let me know that the StarCraft 2 beta was out for the Mac.
Yeah, it's always like...
You're welcome.
I was very happy. I'd read about it like 7 hours before and already downloaded it.
When I
I woke up and I looked at it. I was like, "Is the site down?" Fucking Bernie.
Yeah, you get like the 2:30. You get like the 2:30 texts that are like complete reach.
Yeah.
Well, look at it like this. You'll get
asleep for 4
updates
hours.
when the StarCraft beta goes down. You'll be the first to know.
It's true. Very true. So do you also get though get texts from me like, look up this girl on Twitter. She's hot. And
Oh
your
yeah,
response
no,
is-
I did get that one.
Your response is, what is this? Whoa, she is hot. I'm sure I have Crank in here somewhere. I probably told your wife, which is to me
The same thing as telling me.
exact same.
Well,
thing
it's like
as telling you.
it's telling the same avatar on the internet.
I probably
I fixed that, right?
They have the same avatar, so
Didn't
you
we
tell
fix
one,
that?
it goes to both. Yeah, you did finally fix it.
Okay, good.
But in our defense, it was like that for.
I'm talking to Griffin
Forever.
Ramsey.
Look at you.
Look at you, dumbass.
Oh shit, that's me.
So even if
I don't know what to do, man.
Even if you fix it, your wife still has your picture.
I
As her
fix stuff,
avatar.
and then Mobile Me goes waka waka waka, and it's all back again.
So if anyone wants to like deceive the Rooster Teeth staff, all you have to do is get like an IM address and then just like put Bernie's picture in.
But it's gotta be the same
Then
photo.
That'll be it.
Which wouldn't be hard to do.
Username won't matter.
Yeah.
It's true. I get fooled by the little picture all the time.
I'm going to make a name account called The Real Barack Obama and put a picture there.
I bet that exists already.
And then I'll start aiming some of your old friends, Bernie.
Do you remember it was a big deal? Facebook hit 175 million users. That was like a year ago or something. I read they have 500 million active users now.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Well, I mean, it's kind of a standard, right?
Yeah. You get like your driver's license and your Facebook ID all at the same time.
I mean, that's what you call like the tipping point. You know,
That's
where
fucking.
it's
That's just crazy.
dog pile.
Yeah, I went to the car dealership this morning, like to get something serviced, and I was like sitting there waiting, and they had free Wi-Fi, and everyone that had a laptop was on Facebook. Like that's
Really?
no joke. Like 50% of the people in that waiting
that's-
room
and that's-
had laptops and were like updating Facebook
And
stuff.
that's the biggest asset they have is that that everybody's on it.
Yeah.
But
So we saw a really interesting infographic the other day, which was ownership worldwide of servers based on company. And it was a pretty impressive graphic. Who was it that showed it to me? Gus, was it not you that showed it to me?
No, that sounds interesting.
So-
I'd like to see it.
Who's that? It's
Who would you guess would be the big one on there?
this is ownership of servers for what now? Just across the internet?
Globally.
Globally?
Yeah, who
I guess
owns
Google.
Like
servers?
who has the most co-located servers around the world?
Well, it would have to be Google.
I would imagine Google.
Google owns more than 2% worldwide of all computer servers. And they have this ranked. Which, when you think about it, I mean, with all the companies out there, that's one of the,
Who's the second highest?
I'm just going to turn this around so I can show you guys the graphic, and we'll post it.
And they're at 2%, and they're the biggest. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
I wonder where we
here's-
rank.
Here's Intel. They have an estimated 100,000 servers. Rackspace has almost 57,000. 1&1 Internet has 70,000. And then we get down to Google by share. So it's like a huge part of the infographic.
They have a few more than the other people.
They have over 1 million. So they have 10 times the closest person to them. Estimated 1 million plus.
Good lord.
I one time heard the secondhand story that somebody told about an article they read. So this has to be accurate.
This is totally true.
Where there's people who work for Google who just try to find geographic locations to build co-location facilities because they're the only people that have to be there. And they try to find locations that are right next to a massive river just so they can pull hydropower out of the river. It's for these clean co-location servers. I'm completely pulling this out of my ass, by the way, this story.
No, I'm taking it as fact.
The infographic, though, is right here. And I don't think anybody would make a graphic if it wasn't true.
I mean, honestly, it's fascinating to me that the biggest person in that space only owns 2% of that space. That's interesting to me.
Well, you got to think about the number of people that have servers. Like we have servers. We have a couple, right? And there's a lot of businesses like us. Or just, companies that have IT, that have servers.
How many servers do we have, Gus? 7?
If I had to estimate at the top of my head, I'd say 12.
According to this infographic, we have 13.
We're like a tenth of a pixel or something on there, probably.
I don't know what we would
You know,
be.
I'm not a big fan of the rise of infographics and flowcharts on the internet. I feel like those two are hand in hand, and like now everyone makes infographics and flowcharts.
You know, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, you know, you can blame for that. USA Today.
Think so?
And
Yeah.
why specifically?
Flowcharts. People who make flowcharts, they don't understand how flowcharts work.
Can you make a flowchart explaining how a
None of the
flowchart works?
flowcharts on the internet are right. Infographics, it's taking a 10,000 foot look down at something and generalizing it all. I feel like you never get hard data you never get hard data, number one. And number
It's
two,
like
there's almost never any references backing up the data. It's like, oh, here's this information. I'm not going to tell you how I came to these conclusions.
But if it's a graphic, then it has
But
to be
yeah,
right.
but if it's a graphic, then you look at it and it's easy to digest.
You know what they are to me? They are the new version of the top 10 list on the internet. Where
God.
everything was top 10s for a while, or lists, and I can't stand lists anymore. They're one of the worst
Those,
things on
those
the
are
internet.
just, and those are, don't get me started on those. Those are obviously just fabricated to increase page views. It's like, oh, we could put all 10 on one page, but no, we're going to put a top 10 list that spans 4 pages.
God, you know who's the worst about that?
Cracked.
Yeah, Cracked. They're like,
Cracked is the fucking worst.
here are the top 10 funniest movies from 1982. One per page.
Is that what they do? I thought they do top 6 lists, and they just do 2 pages always. That's their standard format.
No, they do more
all
than that. I think they're normally top 10 and they're 3 pages.
I've been noticing a trend, and you guys probably don't care about any of this at all. But like, there's a website called The Motley Fool, which is like a stock website, and their whole shtick is to give you a ridiculous headline, and then like the article has nothing to do with the headline. It's just simply to get the click through.
Is that the same thing as Fool.com? Like, that's the same site?
No.
Yeah, I think it is.
It is? Yeah.
Fool.com? No.
No,
Jeff, you and I were just
We
talking
were
about the
talking about it
Motley Fool the other day,
yesterday.
and I
Gus was making fun of
I
me
told
for-
Jeff, what is this, 1998?
God, that is
Jesus
the
Christ.
They are the worst. They are the worst site. I mean, their information is just utterly wrong.
Well, there you go, Jeff. You're trying to figure out a financial site, and you thought about going back to the Fool.
Motley Fool.
I guess I'm not going to go there.
Not good. Not good.
What's the best site to learn about financial shit?
Yahoo.
That's what Gus
That's
said.
what I said. I feel
Wow.
vindicated.
Yahoo has just an absolute the powerhouse statistics in there. It's all in one place. It's great.
Man, Gus, you've got your finger on the pulse.
He does.
I can see Joel's computer from where I sit.
I gotta say that Yahoo gets a lot of flack for just completely fucking up and losing the entire global digital industry to Google. But they've done a couple things right that are still right. Like, they have that, their stock program is still the best thing that I've seen out there.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And I gotta say that Yahoo Answers thing that they came up with, that's actually a pretty interesting tool, and people use it. You know?
It's fucking entertaining.
It is entertaining, which is what the internet should be. That it should be entertaining and informative, you know. And at least they give the ability to rank up past the long answers that people give to one another that are just total bullshit. But they've done a couple things right, you know. They just missed on the big thing.
Yahoo Answers is like trolling for Wikipedia responses. It's like you put a question out there, and then people just throw shit back at you, and you have no idea of knowing whether it's true or not.
If it's anything having to do with pregnancy or sex, it's usually a ridiculous answer that comes back. But it's funny because I will get in Google alerts for us, people asking questions about how we either produce Red versus Blue or what we're doing here, and they go to Yahoo Answers to ask that. They don't. We have a whole website where they can just come and ask that, and people can tell them what's going on. But nope, they go to Yahoo Answers and say, in episode 3 of Revelation, how did they get the guys to move like that?
So, going back to flowcharts, it's a terrible idea for us to release a poster that has like a flowchart of characters and storyline.
A flowchart? I don't know.
Because I love flowcharts.
I don't know if you could make that. Maybe like a Venn diagram or something like that. We'll make
And
an
like that, you have all
infographic.
the AI and the different, and the things and the structure, and you're scared now.
Things in the
You don't
structure.
like
Yeah, I don't like that. No, I don't. I
Let's
don't
not
like
get
that.
organized.
It sounds like some user project. It sounds awesome.
You'll like this.
But-
Just remember.
I
this.
heard-
I'll tell you what, by
boxes with question marks.
podcast 61, the LFTO thread's going to have it all fucking mapped out for you.
This sounds a job like for.
That's a job for them.
Sounds like a job for Demono.
And if they can't figure out, just a box with a question mark.
It's a job for
That's
Buckeye
what-
Don and Ouroboros. You
There
can
you
fucking
go.
get to the bottom of it. Did you see the other day? I sent you this article, but I don't think you believe me, Bernie, that the last remaining Tecmo Super Bowl player finally retired.
How is that possible, Jim?
What?
How is that
What is it-
possible?
what is that-
Tecmo Super Bowl was 91?
No, Tecmo Super Bowl
89?
91. Yeah.
91,
Yeah.
okay.
What does that mean?
Wow, good memory, dude.
So Tecmo Super Bowl was 91. That means, here's the problem. I don't know how to get from 91 to 2010. That's
19 years.
19 years. What the fuck? Who was it?
It was Jeff Fiegels, a punter for the New York Giants. He started in '88. He was with the Patriots in '88, so he played for
I remember
22 years.
Fiegels was on the Eagles.
Yes,
that's how I remember it.
Yes.
I guess that I could see that because didn't Morton Anderson play for like 23 years?
Yeah,
or
kickers,
24.
man.
He was when he retired. Just last week, Fiegels was 44.
Wow, dude, he retired
Wow.
early. That's great. I wonder how much money that guy has.
Like if you're 44,
I'm sure all the payouts for the Tecmo Super Bowl residuals are
Also,
through the roof.
do you
That
think
was all
that guy
fake
will
stuff,
go?
though, right?
Do you think that guy will like for the? Do you think he's done kicking now in his life? He's like,
I'm sure he'll kick a dog or
fucking
two still.
44 years old. I'm never gonna like. He sees a can on the side of the road. He's like, fuck it, nope, not gonna happen. Right? I mean,
Why wouldn't he? It's like his bread and butter.
he might hate kicking at this point. Though. He might be so fucking sick of making that one leg motion over and over and over again for so many years. He might hate kicking.
22 years,
What if
man.
he might have kicking nightmares.
He can hire someone to kick for him.
Yeah, there
Just
you
follow
go.
him around and go kick the shit out of that.
I don't know how he's just completely happy to still be alive, to be 44 years old and on an NFL football field.
No kidding.
I guess
You don't really fully feel that weight until you get near that age, and then it's
Or was,
the article says at the beginning of the 2009 season, there were 3 Tecmo Super Bowl players still in the NFL. It was John Carney with the Saints and Junior Seau with the Patriots.
Junior Seau played
Seau.
fucking ever too.
Man.
wow.
But those two retired, I guess, at the end of the year, and Fiegels just decided to retire.
Junior Seau is still playing?
Yeah.
How long?
Wow,
how-
that's impressive. I mean, he's a linebacker. That's pretty
Yeah.
damn impressive.
Didn't we eat at his restaurant in San Diego once?
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah, Seau's.
Remember that? There was that waitress.
What waitress?
What?
Just a cool. Just we had a good service. That waitress.
You're making it sound way worse, like something bad happened.
There was a waitress with a crazy hot ass. That's what I remember.
Yeah, but you make it sound way.
Yeah, you made it sound
way
terrible.
dirtier than
Yeah, it did
was.
sound terrible.
She did
No,
great service in my lap.
No, I just remembered. Like when I thought anyway.
Well, you're flummoxed.
I don't know.
You want to talk about it? You want to
No.
take a time
You know,
out?
she's not in the room, and she's probably not listening to the podcast,
No,
so you don't have to
I
worry.
I remembered Junior Seau's restaurant when you said the name, and then the first thing that came to mind was that waitress.
God, that's the year we stayed at that hotel like fucking 7 miles away from the convention center.
Yeah, that sucked. Never again.
Well, I mean, that's okay. I mean, wasn't that big a deal, was it?
Well,
The hard part was not staying so far away. The hard part was finding parking every day
Yeah.
at Comic-Con.
yeah.
Driving into and then like waiting in traffic for
Yeah.
an hour or
I
whatever.
couldn't imagine doing that now. It's so much busier there. Mm-hmm. Be terrible.
Man, just finding parking. I remember so we had those guys in the suits of armor, too, when we'd have to go over to the garage where we parked
Yeah.
to get them dressed up and then walk them back. By the time we walked them back to the convention center, they were already too hot to walk around for more than like 5 minutes in the Halo armor.
Yeah, and it wasn't very hot, and the weather was really nice out there. And
Oh,
it's still
yeah.
like the armor was that, I don't know, heat absorbent.
Yeah, I now have this thing that they use to blow up air mattresses, and I just stick a hose up between their armor and their chest
Ooh.
and blow. Yeah, it sounds hot, doesn't it? And then I blow all the heat out for them if I can.
For some reason, I
There's
hope
no way
Bungie
out of
never
that.
hears about that. I don't know why.
Between this and the waitress, I gotta go to the bathroom.
We're going to Comic-Con again this year. Well, it'll be in the same booth we were
Big
last year.
surprise. That's cool.
It's going to be Jeff, Gus, Matt, and Monty.
I believe so.
I mean, I think
Yeah, and then RVBTO's the week after that.
right. So
Good time. And then you're
I'm
going to
going to
Can
that.
West like in a week or two, aren't you, Bernie? Or in two weeks.
Yep, I am.
Fuck, I'm going to E3 in a month too.
That should be cool.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the Microsoft press event.
I haven't been to E3 since like 04 or
Same.
05.
I think you and I went together the last time.
Yeah.
So same here. Was that when we got that car with the GPS that kept driving us in a circle?
Yeah. It literally, we got to an intersection and it told us to take a left and a right turn. That's also the same trip where
It was-
Bernie booked us at that Quality Inn in Koreatown. And
Oh,
the sign
dude.
wasn't in English and we couldn't find it.
That was
I
terrible.
did that?
Yeah. It was back when you handled travel. That's right around when I took over.
Yeah, that'll show y'all. That's how you get it done. Just do a shitty job.
Yeah, you put us in that hotel. Jeff put us in the fucking Sarajevo hotel in Toronto.
Dude, I put you in the Sarajevo hotel because it was recommended to me. I don't know nothing about Canada.
Dude
By
getting
who?
hit by a car.
Our air conditioner unit was held into the window with duct tape. Not even duct tape, like black electrical tape. And lots of it. Beep, beep.
Uh-oh.
Jeff does this thing, the beeper
You're gonna
you
get
just
mad. I'm
heard.
sorry.
Jeff does this thing where every hour he lifts weights now, or you do
It's true.
curls.
And he does
Yeah.
push-ups. The funny thing is, I've seen that alarm go off a ton of times. I've never seen him actually do it.
I have.
I do it all
yeah?
the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I always see the alarm go off, and then I never see the follow-through.
Oh, no, dude, every day. I do it probably 8 to 10 times a day.
Ah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
You're not here 10 hours.
I've seen it.
Sometimes.
Jack does it too. Jack does the push-ups Very impressive.
Yeah, Jack does push-ups. I do curls.
Jack's probably a lot more sweaty.
Not painting a good picture for the listeners.
So it did.
Wow, even when Jack's not here, he brings down the bucket.
So you didn't text me this at 2 a.m, but StarCraft 2 finally has a release date.
I read that.
July 27th. Right after Comic-Con.
So you
Right
guys
there.
are playing the beta?
Yeah,
What do you think?
it's good. It's a lot of fun.
Does it feel like StarCraft to you?
Very much
Yeah,
so.
totally so.
Yeah.
Very much so.
They finally had like we said the Mac version finally came out the other day.
Gus is in a loop here. What's
It
going on?
crashed my Mac Pro here at the office.
Well, it's a beta.
Yeah.
You know, that's going on in the Reach beta too. People are complaining. It's like, this is a beta. You know, this is they're working all this stuff out. That's kind of the point of all this. I mean, you're helping figure out if the servers can handle the load. That's part of the process. That's why it's free.
Right.
You know, it's interesting to read all that stuff. People completely lose perspective for that. I drew a little chart for you that I was going to make.
You did
I was
yesterday.
going to make and put online, and it was showing how it was a chart of people's expectations for a product versus how much that product costs. And then at $10, you have no expectations for the product. And at like $10,000, you have more expectations, but not nearly as high as your expectations when something is free. So it's like a big dip. So because your expectations when something is absolutely free, you want it to do everything in the fucking world, and you'll complain about it and be upset about it. But as soon as you start to pay any amount of money for it, your expectations go way the hell down, which is true. I mean, people go to a $10 movie and like, what'd you think of the movie? It's fucking terrible. It's like, are you mad about it? It's like, no, it's a terrible movie. You know, no big deal. 2 hours of my life.
But maybe that's why like the App Store has like that 99-cent, like on the iPhone has that 99-cent price point for most things.
Right.
It's like, oh, it sucks. It was only $1.
Yeah. 99 cents, no big deal.
Yeah.
Not even real. But if it's free, then you're like screaming at the fucking top of your lungs. It's like everything on the internet's free, basically. And as soon as people move a pixel to the left, everyone goes nuts. And we're still getting, in our comments on YouTube, people telling us to change the format of YouTube back to the old format. They can't stand it. It's like, first of all, you're fucking crazy telling us to do it. And secondly, get over it. I mean, I don't even know what the changes are at this point.
Yeah, they may be annoying for a day, and then you get used to it, and then you find out it was probably a good change in the first place. Just fucking deal with it.
Ideally.
Joel, you know how you said that you can't believe that globally the leader would only have 2% of the servers for the entire world? Well, here's a good metrics in action.
It's a market for consolidation.
Oh, you think so? Are you thinking about it from a business perspective?
Anything that has 2% is the biggest market share. That's what?
Well, it's not the same industry. I mean, they could have lots of different people.
Is it an industry where someone can make money?
No.
Yes, it is. So that's all that I'm saying.
I don't think you make money from owning servers. That's what the metric is. It's like,
Oh, I see.
I
Like
mean,
cornering the market. I guess you could like corner the market on co-location facilities.
you each own. I don't think you guys are looking at this right.
No, I'm just trying to justify what he's saying.
I'm not even listening.
I'm going to go into business.
You're on the right path.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go into business as owning servers. That's gonna be my business. I don't think. Yeah. You
Well,
guys
that's like Rackspace. That's what they do. They own servers and then lease them out.
Well, there's lots of different industries that would end up owning servers that end up in the infographic. Intel's not the same as Rackspace.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not agreeing with him.
There's a lot of companies that solely make their money off of like a company like Google, like servicing servers.
Okay.
Like RAC, R-A-C.
That's different.
Right?
That would be a totally different infographic. Like Intel makes 5% of the servers and sells 5% of the servers in the world. That's a totally different infographic. That's what you're talking about. Not people who own servers.
No, I guess so.
Yeah. It's like saying people who own cars versus people who manufacture cars. That's two totally different metrics.
Still, though, it's still surprising to me that's 2%. But
yeah.
whatever.
Speaking of
those cases.
It's two totally different things. Like if I said Americans own 50% of the cars in the world, you go, you got to consolidate that. It's like, what are you consolidating? It's like, okay, Japan and America are combined now. Awesome. Now we own 70% of the cars. Has nothing to do with the manufacturer. It's not a business.
I understand that.
Just metrics.
speaking of cars, how do you like a new car, Gus?
It's good.
Yeah,
It's good.
What kind of cars
I bought
you
a car. Not this past weekend, but before. I bought a Prius, 2010 Prius.
You bought a Prius?
Yep.
Joel's,
No, I didn't.
Joel's a big fan of the Prius.
Yeah, Joel hates the Prius.
I don't hate the Prius.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you
I
do.
don't hate the
You
We've
totally
heard,
hate the
hey,
Prius.
Joel, I'm thinking about buying a
do
new car.
not-
Buy anything but a Prius.
I don't hate the Prius.
Come on.
Prius is awesome. I'm really enjoying it.
I do not hate the Prius. How are the brakes?
Once that car gets going, man, you just can't stop it. It's just phenomenal.
Right, yeah. Once it gets going, it is a
I
Prius.
felt like I was
When does it
driving
get going? Like by Wednesday?
It's warming up right now.
I had the sensation when I was driving a Prius that it had like one wheel. like directly underneath you, and it was like a ball. I constantly had the feeling that the car was just going to tip over.
So that
I don't know why
you're like a computer mouse driving around.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like one of those old tin toys with the wind-up key on the
It's
back.
like if I slowed down below 5 miles an hour, just like it's going to fall over.
Have you had
I totally cut you off. You were going to say
Has your
something.
car fallen over yet?
No, luckily. Oh, man, I had a close call earlier, but no, we're good.
No, I mean, we were just talking about the metrics thing, but I want to talk about this car thing since it came up suddenly, because that's what happened the other day. We're in the office, and who came by to see us at the office? Oh yeah, Jason just comes walking in the office because he was doing some Tucker lines.
Oh, he was going to sell his car, right?
And he says to Gus, he goes, "You get a new car?" And Gus says, "Yeah." And he goes, "What'd you get?" He goes, "Got a Prius." He goes, "How do you like it?" And Gus says, "It's great." And then Jason goes back to lines, and everyone else in the room is like, "Gus, you got a new car?" And he goes, "Yeah, I got a new car last week." I was like, wouldn't that be the kind of thing, Jeff, that you would tell the people you work with?
He probably inferred it from the email where I was like, hey, does anybody want to buy my old car? It's a piece of shit.
Well, you're just selling a car. That doesn't mean anything.
He got the same information you guys did.
But why? What is the secretive thing that Gus doesn't tell anybody anything in his life?
He knew I had a car.
Guys, I don't want to be in the middle of this one. This is a no-win situation for me.
But
I'm not sure what you're talking about. He
I
sent out an email like a couple days ago saying, I'm going to sell this car.
I knew he bought a Prius, but I don't know that I knew it just because I get a ride home from him every day and suddenly I was in a different car.
No, you invited us out to drinks the other day at Rio Rita, and I was like, oh, I can't. I'm going to go buy a
That's
car.
right. We invited him out to drinks at an awesome local bar or restaurant called Rio Rita.
It's over on the east side.
Check it out sometime if you get a chance. He's 6th Street. And probably my favorite place in Austin. What are you pointing at?
I'm going to throw a scenario at you.
Okay, and then he said, I can't, I'm buying a Prius. And I guess that's how I knew. You're right, totally right. And I didn't find that out, my wife did. So I found out through Griffin.
Because if you tell Griffin, you tell Jeff.
It's pretty much.
You showed your point.
Scenario.
What in the hell are we talking about?
Scenario I'm going to throw at you.
Okay.
Let's assume you didn't go to drinks that night, that you were doing something else.
Okay.
Let's assume you didn't get a ride home from Gus
Okay.
on a regular basis. How long do you think it would have been before you found out that he bought a new car?
It might have been in this podcast.
Do you know what Gus told me when I brought this up to him?
No.
He said, "Nobody asked me. Why wouldn't you ask me if I bought a new car?" So I have a list of questions that I would like to ask Gus.
Daily questions?
All right,
Gus.
let's do it. Weekly.
Do you have any children?
No. Still
Okay.
no.
Are you still married?
Yes.
Okay.
That one you can tell easily, though.
To the same woman?
Yeah. At the ring.
Have you changed citizenship lately at all?
No. Been consistent with that one.
Is there anything else that I should ask you that has changed in your life recently?
I changed my bank account, but I told you about that one
I
like
knew
4 or
that.
5
I knew that
times.
for payroll.
I may not have told anyone else.
I don't know if we...
Oh, no, wait, I did tell you guys because the banker was hot.
I don't... It's true, we looked up on Facebook. I don't know if we've ever talked about this in the podcast. If we have, I don't want to retell a story. But the worst one of those I've ever had is Gus and I lived together on and off for 4 years or so. I don't know. How long?
Yeah, something like that. Three or 4 years.
3 to 5 years probably. Lived together. In the same house. Small house, right? Slept in different beds, usually, but same house. Very close. One day, I walk into my living room, and Gus is standing in the living room with a girl. And, not his current wife, but just, this is a long time ago. And I look at Gus, and I look at this girl, and I look at Gus, and Gus goes, "Oh, hey." And I go, "Hi, I'm Jeff." And she's like, "Oh, hey, I'm so-and-so." And I go, "Oh, do you guys are friends or something?" And Gus goes, No, we're dating." And I go, "Oh, wow, congratulations. When did that happen?" And that motherfucker goes, "About a year and a half ago."
No kidding.
We
Yeah,
lived
actually-
together, and I didn't know he was dating a girl for a
That doesn't
year and a
su-
half.
I remember
Doesn't
you
surprise
telling
me.
that story. I remember you telling that story.
Year and a fucking half.
I just-
How did that? Did you hide her in the garage when I would walk in the front door?
Yeah, probably.
It was just so weird. It was like getting punched in the face with confusion.
What is that? Why don't you want to share information?
I just don't talk about myself normally, I guess.
But that's a.
You're not a
I bought
bragger.
a new car. I have a girlfriend for a year and a half.
Eh.
I'm in the space shuttle program. You know? Stuff like
I
that
don't
comes
know.
up. You mention it.
I don't know.
We stopped
Not
asking
talking
too. Do you remember one time? I don't know what season it is. Gus is not on one of the season commentaries
To this day,
because
yeah.
He said, "I can't be there for the season commentary," and we said, "Do you want us to move it?" He goes, "I can't be there tomorrow. I will not be here." And it's like it was clear there was something major that kept him from coming to the commentary. To this day, we still don't know.
No, I've been on every commentary except the season 1 commentary because I was in Puerto Rico.
No, this was like 4 or 5. I
But
remember
then we must have moved it.
This
We
was
must
the
have bumped it.
season 2 commentary.
it was in the Buda office.
Yeah,
so
it was the
couldn't have
season.
been.
It was the season 2 commentary.
We didn't do season 2 commentary.
That's the one he
we
stormed
did.
out of.
Yeah, that's the one that got rescheduled.
It was a later.
You're
one
right. It did get
because
rescheduled. Then I stormed out of it.
No, you're missing. You're getting confused. You got stormed out of the one in Bernie's house because we were drunk and obnoxious.
Dead Event Season 2.
That was season 2.
That's what I'm.
This
what
one
was
in the
Butte
Butte office.
Yeah.
So it was probably season 4. You might.
I'm hungry as hell. My stomach,
God, what's wrong with
my
you?
stomach just growled big time.
I think I just heard that on the fucking headphones.
Yeah, why didn't you want to go to that?
Man, your stomach is more talkative than I am. Honestly, I don't remember.
My stomach just bought a Prius.
Anyway, congratulations on your car. It's fun to ride in.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're going to be buying one too, aren't you? You're looking at a used car.
Jeff, fuck that.
What? I shouldn't buy a car?
You know what you should buy.
What should I buy?
You know what you should buy.
What should I don't.
You know what you should
You
buy.
need to consolidate your cars.
You showed me a picture of what you want to get.
Oh, I'm going to buy that car.
That's what you want.
I was going to buy that car today.
You should buy a motorcycle.
But no, I've already had one. I was going to buy that car today, but my wife said she was too busy working on immersion to drive me out to the dealer to buy it, so I'll have to buy it another day.
Wait, is that true?
Yeah.
Because Brandon said to me he's probably moving the shoot, and I said, okay, we'll just let everybody know. He goes, no, I'm not going to tell Griffin so that she'll make sure she has the stuff done for tomorrow. And I said, no, you probably shouldn't do that. You should probably tell her when it's actually due as opposed to...
Yeah, because she loves deadlines. If you give her a deadline, she'll meet a deadline. Unfortunately, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Is that she doesn't get a lot of deadlines. And I think she was probably planning on working all night to get some stuff done.
That's what I was afraid of.
Yeah.
Is
And she
why
would
keep
not be
her up?
happy if she worked like 24 hours straight and then we didn't do the shoot tomorrow.
Maybe we cut this part and then Jeff makes a phone call.
Now, fuck it, let's save it.
No, I think it'd be fun to watch Brandon learn.
Yeah,
He'll learn. Good experience.
You know, Brandon did the PSA yesterday. That was
He
pretty
did a
cool.
great job.
Yeah,
Great job.
I thought he did as well.
We went on a photo shoot this weekend. I don't know if you knew about that on Sunday.
I did for that PSA.
I was going to come to it, but I was already committed to grilling steaks.
It's sad that we
I'm
could
so
only,
hungry. I'll be right back.
It's sad that we could only show one of those photos because they were amazing.
Maybe we make like a...
I think you definitely got the winner.
We should find a way to capitalize on that and merchandise those.
Hell yeah, dude.
Should make some kind of like
Glossy 8x10s, you can sign them.
yeah, some kind of good at Comic-Con. I should go up to like next to Virgil.
Lou Ferrigno. Anyway, so I'm not buying a car today, guys. But maybe tomorrow, if Griffin has the time to take me.
Is Griffin going to buy a truck?
Eventually, yeah.
See, I think that she should buy a truck that is exactly the same as what Bernie's truck is, and with the same exact mileage, just to because I know Bernie's trying to hint at selling his truck.
I'd buy Bernie's truck today if he'd sell it to me. I didn't think he wanted to sell it.
He's been in the process of potentially buying a car or selling the car that he has for about 4 years now, right?
Oh, longer probably. Yeah, probably 5 years.
She should buy a car just like his, and then have Monty and Frank kick it up, and have the same kind of dents on it.
It's true.
We should get a picture of you oiled up.
Hey,
the hood.
Are you looking at? I keep looking past you to your screen, and I keep seeing Bejeweled. Is that? Were you going to talk about that story about the guy who beat Bejeweled?
Yeah,
that's a fucking bizarre story, right?
Yeah, this dude, I guess, played Bejeweled 2. I'm not sure if you heard about this, Bernie. You heard about the dude who played Bejeweled 2 for 3 years and beat the game? He got, I guess, the maximum score possible where it couldn't count his scores anymore.
I've never played, but I'm assuming he played on PC, and you can save your progress or something.
I guess.
Or did he just leave a game open for 3 years and hope the power didn't go
No,
out?
you can save it.
Can you save it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to make some rattling here as I open
Good
something.
deal.
He scored 2,147,483,647 points.
Man, what's he going to do with all those points?
More importantly, he collected almost 5 million gems. He's got to be rich now, right?
That makes me sad. Honestly, makes me sad.
That somebody beat that game, or that somebody spent that much of their life?
Which one do you think?
I don't
I'm
know.
really sad about Bejeweled going down. that was something I thought was going to last forever.
Sad that it wasn't you.
Have you played Bejeweled?
Not in 10 years. Not since season 1 of RVB.
It says that, I guess, over those 3 years, he played for almost, a little over 2,200 hours, which is the equivalent of almost 92 days straight of Bejeweled playing.
You know, if you play a game and you love the game, you play the game for 12 hours straight or whatever, you know what you're going to be dreaming of that night. You know, that game. And it's you imagine this guy is probably clinically insane at this point.
Yeah, how much of that guy's identity is wrapped up in Bejeweled now? Does he walk around going, "Hey, what's up? I'm Bejeweled guy"?
Maybe he's like
I
maybe
beat
he's,
that game.
maybe he's like Feagles. Feagles doesn't kick anymore. Maybe this guy just
Yeah.
can't play Bejeweled anymore.
Does he go to PAX and walk around hoping to get noticed and be like, "Oh, hey, and you recognize me? I'm the Bejeweled guy."
It's so funny that you say that. That's an interesting phenomenon. That does happen.
Oh, all the time.
You can get so wrapped up in a small thing you think everybody else in the world knows about it. Like, we've had people tell us, like, yeah, I'm the Bejeweled guy. Or, oh, you probably read the Backwater forums. I'm the big poster on there. It's like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? You know?
That happens way too often.
That happened on that podcast the other day that I was on, where there was one guy on that podcast that didn't think Halo reached beyond the MLG. And I had to like, dude, I don't talk about the MLG. Nobody I know talks about the MLG. This podcast is the most anyone's ever spoken to me about the MLG ever. And I recognize that they're out there and they're pretty vocal, but what do you think is the MLG population by percent of the overall Halo audience? 1%?
Yeah, maybe.
A half of a percent?
It's a loud fucking percentage, whatever it is.
Well, they do complain about when pistols change or spawn points get moved to half.
Or grenades aren't as powerful. Well, I'm in the MLG. Fucking assholes.
They're like professional whiners, right?
Yeah, that's what they're good at, right?
I mean, you don't hear about, like, in the NBA, they changed the ball. There were a couple people that complained about it, or, they make a slight change to the rules. You don't hear the NFL players, like, just falling down crying about shit.
Yeah, didn't they change to the basketball in the NBA this year or something?
It was like 2 years ago they changed the basketball, yeah. Made it kind of slicker and something else. I don't know what they did with it.
They nerfed it.
They nerfed the ball, yeah. I mean, if you're all playing with the same ball, who gives a shit, right?
Yeah, what's the matter?
That's an excellent point. If they have a level playing field, it doesn't matter.
That's exactly right, yeah.
Yeah.
I never thought of it that way.
Not like some people have a better battle rifle.
Yeah, not like some people are playing with the old version of stuff and some people are playing with the new version.
And I know the battle rifle and the DMR that's out in Reach, I know those are exceptionally comparable weapons because I cannot fucking use either one.
I'm finally getting better with the DMR. It's taken a lot of practice, but I'm finally starting to get the hang of it. I still feel like I wish it killed with one less shot. I feel like it takes one too many bullets to
I
get the
feel
job
that way
done.
about every weapon I've ever used in every game.
Yeah, once I actually kill someone in Reach, I'll let you know, and then I'll have a reaction to it. But
yeah, I guess
Reach
Reach wasn't out by the last podcast, so what do you guys think of Reach so far?
I'm having a blast, man.
Dude,
I'm
Headhunter.
I'm really enjoying it.
Headhunter might be the best new idea for a game type I've ever seen.
I'm a little frustrated, but I'm frustrated with the players because I'm trying to play a lot of grab bag games, like a lot of objective stuff. And anytime the group I'm in sees Team Slayer, they all vote for Team Slayer. Everyone just wants to play Slayer games.
Yeah, what's
I'm
the
like,
deal with that?
Let's play fucking Headhunter or Stockpile. Let's play one of the new things.
Hey, it is a beta.
I guess, but dude,
yeah,
come
let's
on.
try new things then. It's the fucking beta.
Stockpile is an awesome game type, and Gus is right. People want to play like classic Slayer.
You know what?
Come on.
I agree with you guys, but you have to recognize that we're in the minority.
I guess so.
Most people play Slayer. That's what they play.
Because it's MLG.
Or Team Slayer.
I feel like I don't know. I'm not even sure I should go down this thread, but it's like I feel like when you first loaded up in the office, it was like, you could see people from Bungie, you could see some people. It was like, I don't want to say adults, but it was adults playing, everyone having a good time, and then literally, I feel like by Sunday afternoon, it was like flooded with children who are just, I feel like I haven't had that feeling since Halo 2, where it's just dudes cussing and it's just out of control, and it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, it had been a while since I played Halo 3 matchmaking online, and I had forgotten about like slurs.
You can set
until I started playing Reach.
Your options for the kinds of players you want to be paired with. And I've done that, and I've had no problems since I've done that. I've requested polite, there to have fun, and quiet.
Nice.
And most of the times I'm in games now,
good deal.
No one has headsets.
So that system works.
Yeah, occasionally you'll get someone, but for the most part, it works.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I got the guy who's just like going to like, team kill.
Yeah, I have yet to play with someone who insists on singing Lady Gaga songs, while he's playing the game or whatever that is. I hate the singers. It seems like every time you play Grr, there's a G in it.
Singers.
There's got to be someone who's just fucking singing a song the whole time.
Singers from Chicago. Maybe you should get a ringer in your game.
You
can look for one on binggun.com.
I've noticed that before.
Yeah. So I'm going to go home tonight and do that and see how my
Did you want the
gameplay
game?
changes.
There's no better song in the world than to listen to it through an Xbox headset.
Oh, God.
That's the greatest.
I don't have any problems with any of that stuff. Even when I get people who are horrible people. I was playing with the Frag Dolls the other night.
Name dropping.
Yeah,
I didn't realize Jack was in the podcast.
They're good friends of mine. I was actually just playing with Brooke, and they get harassed on a pretty regular basis, which you kind of expect because it's a room full of mostly girls, and that's most Halo players when they come into that they're kind of shocked by that.
Yeah, I never get that.
In real life,
like, hey, I'm playing with a girl, she's probably hot. Hey, let's chase her away.
In real life, that dude would be like sweating, turning red, and like looking at his shoes in the corner.
Yeah.
But no, to give him some anonymity and a microphone.
Yeah.
Well, actually, but that's fun to play with too. Like I just constantly, there was one guy in there who was like berating them, so I just started hitting on the guy nonstop. Hey dude, I like guys that don't like girls too, man. What are you up to? What are you wearing right now? He didn't like that very much.
No,
for whatever reason.
Go figure.
I had a similar experience when we did our community playdate for Grand Theft Auto like 100 years ago, where we got some interesting dudes in, and I was like, all right, it's 8 RVB guys and then two angry dickheads, and I kind of went that route too, and they reported me and dropped out of the game.
No, really?
Yeah.
The weird thing too is the longer a game goes, the more aggressive and angry the community becomes. Andrew Pandit and I played a game of Saints Row.
Oh, Jesus. Man, yeah.
Multiplayer? Man, that was the most thuggish group of people that I have ever run across.
It's like everybody that plays Saints Row multiplayer is actually playing from a jail cell. Pretty much, right?
Like there was one guy, we joined the game, and for the first 2 rounds of the game, our teammates at the start of the game would just kill us, kill me, and kill Andrew and stomp on us. And I go, guys, can we just play the game? He goes, hey, shut up. Take your lumps. It was like it was literally like we were being jumped into the community. I've never run into anything like that anywhere else.
Oh man, but now you're in.
I am. I'm part of the game.
Yeah,
for
you're
life.
set.
The hard part is now getting out.
Yeah, we're leaving.
God.
You quit the game and they message you going, nuh-uh.
God.
It was really strange. But it made the experience kind of better in a weird way.
I think "take your lumps" might be my new catchphrase.
Take your lumps.
Nope. No, take your lumps. be quiet. And it wasn't even aggressive like me. It was like, no, shh, you shut up now. Just take it.
Part of the process.
It'll all make sense one day.
I wonder if the original Xbox Star Wars Battlefront crew was like that before Xbox Live got shut off.
That would have been an interesting community to analyze.
Yeah.
The Battlefront crew, when they were getting shut down. There has to be some angst.
They were always like the number 2 original Xbox
Always.
title, right?
He was talking about that, yeah.
We talked about it a while ago. Perennially, always right behind Halo 2.
Yeah, it was them, Fable, and Conquer, right?
Splinter Cell.
Splinter Cell. Oh, yeah, Chaos Theory, right?
Chaos Theory, yeah.
So we were talking about weird metrics before, but the Reach beta they put out after 24 hours, they had 1.1 million people play the Reach beta. And they had a total number of games played of 1.7 million. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't get in a game with anybody who's got less than 70 games played at this point.
Yeah, it racked up pretty fast.
Yeah. So how are 1.1 million players only playing 1.7 million games?
That's
That's an average of like 1.5 million games each.
Might be like...
I'm sorry. my math was a little off there. That's 1.5 games each.
It might have been due to like network issues. Like I know I tried to play for a little while last night and I couldn't get into a game.
Yeah, they seem to be a little backed up at first, but they've worked through it.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you mean people just got on and then maybe said, I'll just come back
Back later when
Wednesday
yeah.
or Thursday?
Right.
That makes sense.
It's entirely possible. But you're right. Like every time I play, like I think I'm a corporal and I'm always like embarrassed at my rank in every game.
Yeah, man, those guys have gotten by like Sunday. It was like every game you get into, there's like everyone's higher level.
It's like general, really?
Yeah.
Already?
I don't think it goes that
so
high.
fast.
No.
I think it was like the Warrant Officer
Yeah.
grade 2, I think.
I've seen Warrant Officer. I saw it before,
But that's the thing,
when it was still Friends and
everybody's
Family,
that level.
Darkseid was Warrant Officer already.
Yeah, I played a lot of games. I get embarrassed more by my games played, games won.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
embarrassing. I wish you could make that private. Although I was looking at some of the people on my friends list. E has only one game won.
Won?
God damn it.
He only has one.
Hey, you're gonna be busy, right? Aren't you in like production or something? You can't be on the podcast anymore.
Man, maybe he needs to call him a ringer. Then he can win more games.
If I had some fried chicken in my mouth, I could do an impression of you, but
Take it easy.
none around here.
That's racist.
Wait, yeah, dude, come on.
Shut the fuck up. What's wrong with you?
But I was looking at the statistics on Bungie.net for Reach because they have some of that up already. Another big stat that they have on Reach is fucking kill-death ratio, and it shows your trending of your kill-death ratio.
I don't need anybody to see my kill-death ratio.
I go positive about maybe once out of every 8 games.
Yeah.
It's
I have like
embarrassing.
2 little marks of blue on mine.
We're
Yep.
usually...
The bottom one
That's
is
the
kill
bottom
death.
one.
Yeah,
I think-
the top's victories and losses.
We're all similar in that we all like to play objective-type games, and in objective-type games, sometimes you die.
You take it for the team.
Take it for the team. Yeah, right. And so maybe that really has nothing to do
Hey,
with
this is
it.
bullshit.
I'm terrible.
This is like my
Wait.
worst nightmare.
Yep, I'm
It's
with
like my statistics being put into a graphical interface.
It's an infographic.
It's like if there's a flow chart that went along with it.
Maybe you can consolidate. Somebody else.
I've been even on my KD spread more often than I've been positive.
Really?
That's good.
No, it's fucked up.
We were looking at our Halo 2 stats, and I had 20 across all of Halo 2, all the years of playing. I had something like 23,025 kills and 23,000 deaths. It was flipped. I was negative by 25 deaths across like 23,000.
Damn,
That's fucking crazy.
that's pretty
dude.
consistent though.
It was pretty close,
yeah.
to being dead even across 23,000.
I guess that makes sense, though. I mean, because most games aren't like, I have 25 kills and no deaths, or I've been killed 25. I mean, generally, it's going to skew towards the middle.
Yeah, but I'm like right there. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
like that's like an average of like a negative 0.0008 or something like that per game.
The percentage on that is tiny.
Yeah,
that's
it was
crazy.
It was really small. Now I want to look it up, and I want to look you guys up too. It's interesting to
Well,
look
if you
across.
can picture like a big red bar, that's what mine's going to be. There's not going to be any.
You do have a lot of games. You have more games of Halo 2 played than anyone else I know, Joe.
Probably you and Gavin.
But
Probably.
they weren't played very well.
But I love the beta. I'm having a blast. And
Yeah, it's a ton of fun.
It is.
Headhunter's a blast.
Can't wait for the. Are they going to release a third map?
Yeah, I think
It's on their page.
Friday, on May 7th, there'll be Invasion rolls out, and I think that's when the new maps come out
I
as
think
well.
it's May 14th, dude.
Oh, is it May 14th? May 7th is Invasion, though, I think.
I'll look it up right now.
Yeah.
There is no period of time in the world longer than when you have like 7 steps to go with your 5 or 6 skulls to get into that circle, and there's
Yeah.
like 4 dudes behind you, and there's bullets going all around you, and you're like, please, 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 please.
You actually have a worse KD spread than me.
Oh,
Jeff.
I'm sure I do.
You're only positive once here that I can see.
That doesn't surprise me. Doesn't
like-
surprise me at all.
You've won maybe a few more games, though.
Yeah, I'm doing okay on wins actually. I'm like,
Oh, no,
maybe
we're
66% or so.
We're pretty even. No, you're 9 victories out of 24 games,
Oh, really?
and I'm 9 victories out of 23 games.
I thought it was higher than that.
We played almost the same.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll keep vamping. I'm looking up this Halo 2 stuff.
Yay.
I watched you play at my house early last night. It was fun.
Yeah, it was good. I've discovered that playing anything other than Airborne on that sword base map is
Sword
pretty.
spree or whatever.
Yeah, it's pretty much worthless.
Yeah.
Like Airborne, especially when it comes to like flag games, if you're trying to retrieve them or
it's
or make a
invaluable.
defense. Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta be Airborne. So did you see that the new Treyarch, I guess, Call of Duty game got announced?
Black Ops.
Yeah, Call of Duty Black Ops
Yes, I did.
When's that?
coming out November 9th.
Yep.
Wow.
I also saw that they announced that the new Star Wars Force Unleashed 2 comes out in October, I believe. They just got a hard release.
Oh yeah,
date.
they did.
And did you see there's new Dragon Age content coming out?
Yeah,
next
Darkspawn Awakenings or something.
Yeah,
like
it comes
that.
out on the 18th.
Yeah.
That came out of nowhere. Speaking of coming out of nowhere, they had fucking Mass Effect. I don't know why I had to swear about it, but they had fucking Mass Effect 2 DLC today.
Is there anything to that DLC,
Zero-
or is it just like equipment and stuff?
It's just equipment.
Yeah, I don't
But-
get that.
But they just didn't advertise it at all. They were just like, oh, by the way, today there's DLC.
That's cool.
I guess.
I can't understand them.
Not cool
releasing
when you're
that
trying to
now.
do AWU and you're trying to like report what these things that are happening.
I don't understand why they release like equipment and stuff. Now, are people still like going back and replaying or playing that game? Like, why wouldn't they come out with that like right at the beginning? Because if I was still playing the game,
It would have been helpful.
I'd easily
yeah.
pick it up. Yeah,
I guess. I mean, they see the
Well,
metrics. I guess it makes
is there
sense.
any replay value? And it seems like there would be, or am I wrong?
yeah, but I've already played it 3 times.
Well, for other people, I've only played it once, maybe.
Man, it comes out on the same day. That's a big day in May. It comes out, that Dragon Age DLC comes out the same day as Red Dead Redemption, Alan Wake, Prince of Persia.
Well, isn't
Split
Alan Wake on the
Second.
11th?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
18th.
So, Gus, for Halo 2, you have 5,247 kills,
Okay,
and deaths, you have 6,263. So you're
sounds about right.
negative 1,000
Yeah.
lifetime on kill death. Joel,
No,
I was pretty drunk during most
no.
Halo 2 games in my defense.
I don't want to know.
you don't want to know yours?
What is it? No, this is bad, right? It's terrible.
Joel has 25,367 kills. Total deaths, 32,198. That's almost a 10,000 swing. Jeff, I don't think yours is here.
Yeah, I would have been a different account probably.
Yeah, you changed.
What about Gavin?
I'll look him up, but I had mine on here.
Because I feel like he played more than
Here's
us.
mine. Total kills 17,891. Total deaths 17,954.
Wow,
it's like
dude.
60 apart.
kills.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I probably threw it off with playing in that last last run. I actually didn't do as well because I hadn't played Halo 2 in so long.
I got to the point like that with Halo 3 for me, where it's like I let the game sit. The longer I let it sit, the more I was afraid to even interact with it because like I knew I was like not going to be nearly as sharp. Well, sharp for me, but as I was.
All right, I'm looking at Gav. Your old gamer tag, Jeff. You only had 35 games played on it. Your old
Really?
gamer tag. So you switched. Okay, Gavin has negative 5,000. He's got 20,000 versus 25,000. So that's over the scope of the hole. That's how he did. I did pretty well.
You did pretty well in our group.
I played a lot of Rumble Pit though. I remember in Halo 2.
Yeah.
More than other stuff. Played a shitload of Assault on Zanzibar.
Man, I fucking love Assault.
What do you?
You think that'll come back?
I hope so.
What do you guys like
I'm
to
sure
play?
we haven't seen everything yet.
Like, what's your favorite thing to like? What's your go-to thing on Halo 3, Gus?
Halo 3?
Yeah,
I'm really not picky in Halo 3, actually. I like
Really?
I like capture the flag stuff.
I like Lone Wolves still.
I like objective.
I like playing by myself.
It's almost to me like the fact of a beta coming out or a new Halo experience coming out is that everybody that you liked playing with, they're all back in one place again. They're not spread out across different games, and that's a good thing.
It's almost like a family reunion.
Yeah. I mean, there's dudes that I used to play with all the time, I haven't played with in a long time, and now we're playing again. It's fun.
The crazy thing for me was that Halo 3, when you asked me what the dominant thing in Halo 3 was for you, mine would definitely be Griffball. I have more custom games than match-made games in Halo 3.
Wow.
Because it was a custom game.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it wasn't in matchmaking at all for a long time. And once that started, I mean, we played hundreds and hundreds of games of Griffball. Couldn't help it.
Griffball's pretty awesome.
I'm a big fan.
My last list of, like, if you look at my history, my last list is all custom games. This is boring as shit, by the way. Let's talk about something else.
Did you see that, I guess the Air Force performed, like, a security test on airmen? And they sent out an email, I guess like some kind of internal security team sent out like a pseudo-phishing email saying, hey, Transformers 3 is going to film at the Air Force Base in Guam. Submit all your personal information on this webpage to be considered as a part for it to be an extra in the movie. And overwhelmingly, everyone filled out like the social security, like all tons of information, started forwarding it on to civilians and people outside the military. And then they started filling it all in and populating all the information. And eventually had to come out and say, oh, this was just a training exercise to see if you guys were going to do this. Y'all are idiots.
Man, I would not let that get out that happened.
Yeah, I guess they had to send out a clarification after to tell people that it wasn't real.
It's amazing how unsavvy people are. I got on a
and these are all fairly young dudes in the Air Force too. I mean, you're thinking probably 18 to 35.
Yeah, I guess it was like the rumor even like spread over to Transformers fan sites that I've never heard of before.
Good lord!
I can't tell you how many times a day I bring Gus over to my desk saying, hey, I'm getting this weird certificate error on this. What do you think about this? Do you think this is okay? And like we read through the certificate problem. It was for a payroll issue that I was having, and I guess our payroll company let their SSL security certificate lapse. And I was like, I'm not touching this thing because I don't trust that this is not wrong, you know?
Yeah.
That this is not some kind of phishing site. I'm always convinced if I go to like my bank, it's not my bank. Someone has set up a webpage somewhere in the world that looks just like my bank. I'm chewing as I'm talking here, guys. You're going to kill me for this.
Yeah, I will. But no, I totally agree. Like, and the worst part, and the most scary part, is when it comes to stuff like DNS poisoning, where you'd never even know, where a third party gains access to your DNS server, and everything you type in everything correctly. You go to bankofamerica.com, but their rogue DNS server, instead of sending you to the real bankofamerica.com, redirects you to fake bankofamerica.com, which looks identical and just is there to get your username and your password.
Yep, I believe it. And I'm also convinced that like they'll like take it and then pass you through to the real site.
Yeah,
and
they
so
totally do that too.
Oh, that's scary as shit. Mm-hmm. God, that's so scary. And it's the kind of thing too. But I don't use hotel internet. If I ever use hotel internet and I use any kind of thing where I have to log in, even to our site, I come back and the first thing I do is change all my passwords everywhere I logged in. I just don't trust it.
We're gonna have at our new office. I'm setting up our network to where we'll have VPN capability to where if you're on the road, you can connect back remotely through to our office securely and then tunnel through the internet at our office.
That's cool.
So you'll have a point-to-point secure connection from wherever you are to make sure everything's safe. You're on a known network, essentially.
Can you make the quote marks with your fingers when you say safe?
Safe.
Thank you very much.
Safe. Go.
Safe. Well, it's the same thing. Like, it's part of the reason why I don't use cloud services either, because you like it. Do you like cloud or you don't like cloud?
I'm not a fan of cloud.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's Jack that's a big fan of cloud computing.
That's what it is. Yeah, I don't trust that. And then,
that's-
oops, we fucked up and all your shit got erased. You know, that's like
Yeah.
that's like the best
we
case
talked
scenario
about
in
that
that.
a while ago, right? Where
Yeah.
that exactly happened. But it seems like that's the trend, right? Is things trending towards that?
Everyone loves it.
Which is-
I mean, I use it for some stuff, but nothing for nothing critical, nothing sensitive.
What was the cloud thing that happened just recently where they deleted a bunch of people's data? Was it Sidekick?
Yeah.
That's right.
They had that data outage. They deleted it, and it was gone for a long time, but I think they eventually recovered it after a couple of weeks.
What's the deal
Oh,
with...
really?
Yeah,
Oh.
they eventually managed to get it back.
What's the deal with Danger in the
They
Sidekick?
actually said that. Sorry, Jeff.
No, go
they
ahead.
actually said that the data was lost, and then I think like the SAN engineers, the company that developed the SAN, like went out to show them how to recover it, and was able to actually recover it.
Oh,
Wow,
wow.
that is a big fucking thing to release if you're not exactly sure.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, as far as they knew, maybe it was gone.
Okay, but let's call the manufacturer and see if maybe we can let's explore some further options. I mean, what did the SAN manufacturer read the press release and go, "Hey guys,
Probably they're like, oh shit,
Yeah.
this could hurt sales.
why don't you hit the blue button, the restore button? You'll be fine." That's interesting.
But yeah, I guess Microsoft bought Danger, right?
Yeah,
And
a long
then-
time ago.
And then the result of that is the new Kin phone, which I don't think we've talked about yet.
No, that's what I was going to ask is what has Sidekick been up to? What has Danger been up to
I
all
think
these
the
years?
Danger project's been working on the Kin, which is like that new Microsoft phone.
I don't know anything about the Kin. Tell me about it.
Well, now you're on the spot.
Shit. I don't know much about it either. I think it's just supposed to be like an integration of like a lot of cloud services. Like imagine the Sidekick, but much better.
Does it have Zune functionality?
I believe so.
That's pretty cool.
But now that you have put me on the spot, I'm going to be doing some very quick fact checking.
It's a social media device, and they have like a little puck version. There's two versions of it, and one is more of a standard phone, smartphone. Well, the other one is just like essentially social media services.
Huh.
And they're just trying to capture that market. I don't know. I mean, it's not honestly very high up on my radar. But if people start showing up with them in a lot of places, what are you going to do, right?
Yeah. Speaking of people showing up a lot of
Are
places,
they out yet? I mean, as far as I knew, they weren't out.
I don't know, dude. I don't. Thank God we started a topic that nobody knows
Yeah.
anything about. Next up, particle physics.
Did you guys see that the iPad sold 1 million, or that Apple sold 1 million iPads in 28 days? Faster than the iPhone.
Yeah, faster than the iPhone. Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
But how are you feeling about your iPad? Because you bought one.
I love it. I just discovered last night a problem, not with the iPad, but with e-readers. That's pretty fucking annoying.
What is
For
that?
I listen to NPR every morning on the way into work when I'm taking Millie to school, and they always have these great book reviews, and I always sound like good books that I want to read, and so I've been writing them all down, and over the past 3 weeks I've written down like 7 books that I wanted to buy. And last night I thought, I'm going to get on the iPad, get into iBooks, and buy these books. And I could find 2 out of the 7. And then I said, well, I've also got the Kindle reader, so I'll switch over to Amazon and go through the Kindle, and I found 1 more. So these are books that have come out in the last 3 months, let's say. 7 books that are all big enough that have stories on NPR.
Yeah.
Major releases, and I've been able to purchase 3 of 7.
Eventually, this is going to change.
I hope so.
Eventually, it's
Yeah,
going to change.
the iTunes Music Store was very similar when it launched, also.
Yeah, and it's not just. It's not anything against the iPad. It's just annoying.
There's
it's so
something
new.
to be
It's
said
so
about
new.
being
It's-
against the iPad there, I think.
You
What
think
do you
so?
mean? What do you mean?
Well, like Joel, you're saying it's so new it'll change, but Apple also has a history of you want to be in ours, you're doing it our way.
Sure.
So I could see like this could be turned into a fight where they get certain publishers and Amazon ends up with certain publishers. And honestly, I think Apple will fight that battle harder than anyone else will fight it.
Probably. The end result is I don't care which service I buy it from. I just want to be
Right.
able to read the book, and I don't want to have a.
And hopefully Apple will see it as we have enough of an advantage where we have the hardware and our button is the most prominent. Let's just have, everyone have the same libraries and we're not going for exclusive stuff.
Sure.
It's not like a
No,
console,
I think
right?
you're right. I mean, I think that a fight is going to happen, right? But
Right.
I don't know. It's always everyone trying to get proprietary on everybody else.
I wonder how big the e-reader market really is.
It's a good
I
question.
don't know.
How many apps have you downloaded for your iPad?
For my iPad,
Yeah.
I'm going to say 10, probably.
How many of them were free?
Maybe half. I don't have problems paying for apps. The most expensive app I've purchased was Plants vs. Zombies, and I definitely got my money's worth out of that game. I beat it the other day. It's awesome.
God, that game did not hold my attention. We've already talked about that.
Yeah, it's a really good game.
To answer your earlier question, yes, the Kin has Zune functionality.
That's cool. Will you be able to play games? Windows
Does-
mobile games?
Does not say. I'm just comparing the specs of the two models.
I'm going to grill you.
They apparently...
Gus, what's the retail price in this thing?
The Kin is not out yet. It'll be out later this month.
How long does it
available
take to charge?
exclusively through Verizon
Gus,
Wireless.
can you tell me charge times?
I guess the Kin 2, which is like their bigger one, has an 8-megapixel camera and shoots HD video, it says.
Man, speaking of charge times, I have still only charged my iPad twice, and I use it a little bit every day. And I looked at it yesterday because I was talking about it with Griffin, and I thought to myself, I wonder when the last time I charged this was. Let me look, and I had 84% of the battery left still.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That thing, I don't know how long the charge is, but it must be like 15 hours.
Wow.
It's pretty awesome.
And that's one of the big debates going on between Steve Jobs and Adobe, right, regarding Flash.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're talking about, battery life on mobile devices.
Man, they're really getting cutthroat with each other.
We talked about that a few weeks ago. I said
crazy.
that I think that's the biggest battle on the battleground right now is Adobe and Flash, or Apple and Adobe.
I don't understand where that came from.
What?
The
Just
whole
out of the
Apple
blue.
Adobe thing.
You could see it coming. We talked about it a few weeks ago on the podcast. I was re-listening to some old podcasts, and I think somebody sitting in this chair said, I think the biggest battle going on or is going to happen is this Adobe and Apple thing.
No, but like even looking further back than that, I don't understand, where the bad blood came from. It's not just competing Premiere and Final Cut products or anything.
Yeah, well, Steve Jobs said at one point that they get error reports when a Mac crashes, which I think a Mac crashing is a very big deal to them. And they look over their crash reports, which is nice to know that somebody does that, actually. But they said that an overwhelmingly high number come from Flash. It causes their computers to crash.
I wonder what the percentage of them is Gus saying, Soundtrack Pro is a piece of shit, fix it.
I was about to make a joke about that. I'm glad you said it instead.
Because that happens every
I know
day.
Flash does not crash my Soundtrack Pro.
I was on Dig the other day, or maybe CNN, and there was a poll on CNN that asked where you stand, and on the whole Apple versus Adobe thing, and it was overwhelmingly pro Adobe.
Really?
Poll. Yeah, it was like 68 or 69% thought Adobe was in the right.
We're still living, I think, in a PC world, aren't we?
I think that must be it.
Yeah.
And plus, also, I don't like polls like that because you don't know if these people necessarily understand the question or understand what Flash is.
Sure.
Well, yeah, but it's not about the truth. It's about just
perception.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to understand the population beliefs on stuff. But,
Yeah.
I do fine without Flash on my iPhone.
It doesn't bother me. Yeah. I don't miss it.
I think, Adobe really has an uphill battle to keep Flash relevant, I think, with HTML5 video encoding, competing against them. And I think Adobe's really benefiting from the fact that there's two different standards for HTML5 right now, which is fucking stupid.
I wonder if Silverlight has made any kind of a noticeable dent in their market at all.
Yeah,
Because
you're great at asking questions we can't answer.
I'm sorry.
You're really on a ball today.
I see Silverlight more and more these days.
Yeah, I see it a lot.
Yeah, and it's usually like in the cooler, used in cooler ways, and pretty impressive ways. Like if you watch the Alan Wake stuff, that's obviously Silverlight because it's a Microsoft thing. But the stuff they do with Silverlight on those Alan Wake webisodes, I showed them to you, is really impressive.
I wonder if Gabblecore is going to switch over to
We'll
Silverlight.
see. Maybe. I don't know.
I want to back up what I said earlier. This is a quote from an article about right around the time the iPad launched. It says, more recently, word leaked out from Apple's employee-only meeting after the iPad introduction that Jobs had slammed Flash. According to a report on Wired, he responded to an employee question that, quote, whenever a Mac crashes more often than not, it's because of Flash. And that, quote, no one will be using Flash. The world is moving to HTML5. So he's making no bones about it, man.
Yeah, it's pretty serious. That was a pretty serious letter he published
Yeah.
the other day.
Yeah, that kind of sucks, dude.
Hey, speaking of Max and Steve Jobs, I had to clean out my attic at my old house the other day because I was going through this whole thing, and which is where I found those Drunk Gamers keychains that I gave you guys. You know what else I found in there? I found the first
buried.
No. I found the first time we were ever in a publication. It was Mac Rumors. Yeah.
Not Mac Rumors.
Or what was it called?
Mac Design.
Mac Design.
Oh, yeah, Mac Design. I forgot
it had,
about
the
that.
the tiger thing on the cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found just like sitting in my attic on the ground, covered in dust.
Man,
And
I forgot about that.
I brought it. I have it somewhere. It was pretty funny though. It had that tiny little, like a little inset of you.
Yeah.
You going like this.
It was like a screenshot of that QuickTime player window,
Yeah.
right? Yep.
Yeah.
And we were making fun of Macs at that point in time.
How far the world's come.
How far? How far indeed. Talk about market share and things like that. What is Apple's market share worldwide?
I think it's like 11% of desktop computers.
I was sure 12 in there, but it's in that range definitely. And, that's a great range, Joel, for a computer manufacturer. It seems like this kind of David against Goliath But really, Mac's a huge company. They have 12% of the market share. That's pretty goddamn impressive. But you have to compare it to like Dell and HP and everyone else.
That's exactly what I was going to do.
Yeah, who has all the other market share. It's not just, 12% versus 88%.
Right.
I wonder what that's going to be, what that figure is going to be in another 10 years, as they slowly.
It doesn't seem to be
people.
changing.
I don't know though. People get used to their iPhones. People get used to their iPads.
Quarter, like the Mac hardware growth was double digit.
Was it really?
Yes, it was.
Well, hardware includes iPhones and iPads.
No, just the Macs. Just the Macs.
Look,
I think it was like 11%, 12%, something like that.
Look, I like it.
Here's
Mac's a good computer, but I don't know. They haven't made a hell of a lot of headway there.
There's a graph of the market share trend. The green one at the top is HP.
I'm gonna walk over there
with like a little over 30%. Dell is trending down around 25%, and there's Apple at the very bottom.
Wow.
But this says they have like, according to this graph, Apple has like 5%. That can't be right.
How old is that graph?
That's from January.
Does that include? Maybe that's just desktops and not laptops.
I don't know. Could be
as well.
So what was HP's final share there at the end?
Looked like a little over 30, like 32, 33.
Damn, HP. You go.
I know that like when my wife was still in college, I would sometimes go to classes with her or pick her up from classes or whatever. And every single kid in that, if there was a kid with a laptop in one of her classes, they had a Mac. So like,
there's a really famous picture that people put out online of it's a college classroom, and everyone has a laptop at their desk, and it's all those white glowing Apple logos.
Oh, really?
One dude has like an IBM.
Huh.
And one dude has no computer at all.
Did you ever see that obnoxious video of that dude who took a typewriter in a class with him?
Yeah, it's funny.
He goes in, he's like taking notes, and the professor's like, what is that? I'm sorry, sir, just taking notes. I said, get out of here with that.
That's awesome.
That's pretty funny.
It's one of those collapsible kind you carry around in a suitcase.
You showed me a terrible video today.
Which one?
The Justin Bieber video.
Man.
I don't know. That just hurts your
So I
brain.
guess Justin Bieber doesn't know what German is?
I guess. I don't know what to infer
Or what
from
Germany is?
that. Man.
I mean, admittedly, I hate to say it, but in his defense, the question was maybe he didn't hear the question properly or something, but then the host shows him the card. And it's like, right here. The guy reads it's like, I don't know what that means. We don't say that in America.
We don't say the word German in America.
Dude's patriotic.
Yeah. He's still, man, the fucker holds a grudge since World War II. It's been a while. Just let it go, Justin Bieber.
How old is Justin Bieber?
Was he like 16, 15?
Is he? I don't know. Where did he come from? Like out of nowhere.
I think he came from YouTube.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, I think he got popular on YouTube. And
Man, it was like all at once.
I think Usher signed him or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Here, you want to see the picture, Jeff?
Yeah.
I have two pictures that I love. That's one of them. It's like this overwhelming picture, completely candid, where everyone in there apparently just has a Mac in that college classroom, which says a lot. I mean, it really does say a lot. And the other one that I like to show to people is there's a picture from. It says so much about our culture now.
It's like a Where's Waldo? Find the find the Dell laptop.
It's a lot of glowing white apples, but
it's crazy. It's a lot of apples.
Reminds me of that picture, the Obama picture of all the cell phones.
That's the other one that I love to show to people. It's so indicative of our culture. It's the inaugural ball, the youth inaugural ball for Obama when he was elected, and he's up on stage with his wife, and everyone in the crowd is, of course, facing the president and is like looking at him as he comes out for his inauguration. And the youth inaugural ball is like, I guess, everybody who's under the age of 25 who worked on the campaign. Literally, every single person in the crowd is holding up some kind of video recording device. It's just like you can almost see on the little window LCDs, you can see the president and his wife up there. It's just so crazy. It's like they're everyone's first inclination is to record, that to prove that they're there or something. It's like you're at the cool. You've been working on this for months, if not years, to get this guy in the White House. You're there. Just fucking enjoy it.
I think that's a fundamental thing, though. It's a larger question where people would rather, show off what they've done than actually, I don't know,
enjoy it or experience
it. Or maybe
it.
they just want to remember it rather than experience it the first time.
Yeah.
Remember when we saw the president and recorded it? That was awesome.
We used to make fun of him, but we talked about going to E3. We used to make fun of the guys back in 2003, 2004, who apparently would go to E3 and they would literally watch the entire show through their LCD on their video camera.
Right.
And they just walked with it in front of them. And they would narrate. Remember, we make fun of those guys because they constantly narrate everything that's taking place. And we kept wondering, who is that for? Who is he doing that for? This is before YouTube and all that stuff. And it was just like, does he go home and then watch it himself? Or does he pass the videos out to his friends? It's like, and now that guy is everybody.
Now YouTube, he's got an outlet.
Yeah, he does.
He's got a distributor.
I guess so. Reminds me of that great Onion piece they did about that.
Oh,
One of the funniest
party.
things ever on the
God,
internet.
so funny.
Man, Onion really hits it on the head. They did one the other day. I can't remember what it was now, but it was so friggin' perfect. Were we watching it together?
No, I don't think so. I'm sorry, it's on mute. I'm sorry, it's on mute. My mute is broken. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Oh, we're talking about Apple products. So what? So you guys read about the Nightmare on Elm Street remake?
What did it make? 35 million?
Made $34 million.
34
against a $35 million budget, and apparently everyone says it's crappy.
Smash fucking hit though.
Good lord, dude!
It's available at D-Box at Galaxy Highland Cinema.
The thing that I hear about it is like the worst thing you could ever say about a horror movie is that it's boring.
Ooh,
Like you don't want to hear that about a horror movie, and you're just like fighting to get from scene to scene.
Well, unless they're boring into your skull, with a drill. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's funny. It's just like, that branding, they're going to make a movie and it's going to make money.
It's also you just like you can't. I don't think you can fail with horror in general.
Unless you're Blair Witch 2.
Yeah, makes sense unless you're Blair Witch.
Have all of you guys gone to that, was it called D-Box?
I've never been.
I've never been either.
I went.
How was it?
I talked about it last time on the podcast.
Yeah.
It's worth it though.
I had to leave Clash of the Titans, but I got to watch about 10 minutes of Clash of the Titans.
How was those 10 minutes of Clash of Titans?
It was okay. One thing I didn't like is a big deal with me is the chair kind of makes that servo noise when it moves. Like
Right. Like that little whine.
Is that a little disruptive to like the
I think it's
experience?
disruptive now. Wait till 2 years from now when that chair is nearing the end of its lifespan.
Yeah,
It's like,
If it was a movie about C-3PO, it would be awesome.
The Gold Class
Totally
Cinema
right.
opens up in Austin this week, I think.
is
This
that going to be in
weekend.
the domain?
Yeah.
Okay, finally's happening.
Yep.
What did tickets cost for that Gold Class Cinema?
I think like 20 or $25.
And they serve food and booze, right?
Yeah. I think the popcorn and the blanket is free, but the food and the booze cost.
There's a blanket?
Okay.
Yeah, there's a blanket you get and a pillow.
That's awesome.
Are you okay, Bernie?
I was just laughing. He said it was like R2D2 or like a droid, and it just made me laugh thinking about if your seat was a droid. Jack goes up to sit and it goes. Did anyone ever break down the language of R2? Can you plug me and Gus? I kind of
I'm sure somebody probably did.
This is me. There we go. Thanks, brother.
The same guy
I'm
who
surprised
did
there
the
aren't.
Bejeweled.
I'm surprised there aren't nerds like speaking it to other nerds who are speaking Klingon at Comic-Con or something.
Yeah.
That's a great conversation. Listen to a Klingon talk to an R2 unit.
That'd be funny, actually. Or a Klingon talk to a Wookiee. God.
Did you see that the Dead Space 2 trailer came out the other day?
Yeah, I haven't watched it. Is it good?
It's all right. Yeah, you finally see Isaac's face.
Oh, really? What's he look like?
A dude.
Okay, big surprise there.
Yeah. So I guess that game's coming out early next year.
Dead Space 2 is a straight up sequel to Dead Space 1, right?
No.
What does that mean?
Well, I don't know if it'd be like a prequel or
No, it's a sequel.
Is it a sequel?
Yeah.
Still haven't even played the game.
Great game.
Dead Space was so good.
I've
Good
heard it's
game.
good.
You liked it, right? You did.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, it was a great game.
They really got a good job.
Final
like
boss was really fun to do. The whole thing.
all the creepy stuff they just nailed.
Yeah, they did. Jack told me because he did. I think he did like an event like a press event with them, and he got to go on a tour with them and shit. And he was telling me that the guys to make those creepy monsters, the artists, like the concept artists, they looked at car crash victims. Yeah,
Fuck
and
that.
then they modeled
That's like
the monsters after
depressing
that.
all of a sudden.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. But I guess like to get that realistic level of gore.
level of gore. Yeah, it's creepy as shit.
It was a fun game. I'm really looking forward to the sequel. I'm wondering if the sequel is going to sell better than the original did.
It'd be interesting. Does it have a? Well, there's an interesting stat on Dead Space regarding sales.
Oh, right.
But does it have a release date yet?
This said early 2011.
Yeah, that was the big thing. Is that EA determined that Dead Space sold 1.5 million copies, but that it had been sold 3 million times. So that
Or that 3 million players had played it online.
3 million players had played it online. So that they did, roughly every copy that was sold got resold.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
got to be... I would think
I'm
that...
sure that's a big reason they started that $10 initiative.
I think probably, yeah. I
Like,
think that
it's-
happened a lot with Mirror's Edge and like Dead Space when they had all those really cool initial new IPs they were pumping out.
I bet a lot of used copies of Halo 3 ODST got sold this week.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Man. Yeah, I think that kind of thing's a smart move. It rewards people who've bought the game. It's a free beta. They don't have to give it out to anybody at all.
Yeah.
Why not let people have a chance to play it? I'll be honest. If I was making Halo Reach, I would be too nervous about let's put the game out there and let people play it. I would just be like, look, let's just develop this thing, and people will understand that it's going to be kind of bumpy road when we first start this thing.
I wonder how much of it's like become like marketing at this point, where they know, I don't know.
I think lots of times it is marketing, but I think this one it seems like they really do collect data and do tuning with it. If like server load, weapon balance and things like that.
I'm sure they do, but it seems like the beta helps.
Oh sure. I'm sure it does in some way.
I think in a lot of cases, though, it's just marketing.
That is one...
But you are playing the game, you know what I mean? There's a lot of people who are very casual, and it's like 2 weeks is enough with a game, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I would be nervous about it, but it worked. Clearly it works for them, you know what I mean? And I think kudos to them for having the bravery to do it,
Yeah, and that is one thing you have to say for Bungie, is when their game comes out, it's pretty fucking balanced, and there's not a lot of patches coming out. You're not hearing about weapon fixes every other week. Like Call of Duty, it seems like every time I turn around, there's like a new Call of Duty patch to fix some sort of glitch or problem.
And if the choice is to like release it to like everybody and then like get fixes,
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just saying, trying to put myself in their shoes.
Sure.
Then again, we do work all week long to make a video and then just immediately put it out for free. Period. You know what I mean? So I guess we're doing that, but when you're talking about a product that's, 3 years in the making, that's a little bit different.
Yeah, I'm sure they spend a little more money working on Halo Reach than we did on
I'd say
Red versus Blue.
I would say there's a little more at stake, money-wise, yeah.
I'd like to see some sort of a flowchart on that.
Preferably from the internet.
I mean, we do kind of accept that it's done because Halo 3 did it, but a beta for a console game, had that ever happened before Halo 3?
You could... I don't know.
An open beta where anybody in the world can play, like this Blur? Have you been playing Blur at all?
No, I haven't played Blur, but I will say I played Split Second and Skate 3.
It's almost like, you could think of demos as being kind of like betas, but I guess the difference is like a multiplayer thing, right?
Mm-hmm. That's a really interesting point, though. I do definitely download more demos than ever before now, and I can't remember doing that ever before Halo 3.
Yeah.
You were very anti-demo before.
Was I?
Yeah, you used to be very anti-demo. You told Gavin he was stupid for playing demos.
Well, in his defense, Gavin is stupid.
Yeah, Gavin is stupid. That fact is not
I don't even remember the point I had there, or like why I didn't like.
I think you didn't want to detract from the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't feel that it does now. I've had a hell of a lot of fun playing the Skate 3 beta. I'm still going to buy it, or the Skate 3 demo rather.
It would be great one day if Microsoft or whoever just let out the metrics on what are the conversion rates from people playing trials to people playing, buying the actual full game. I guess it depends on the game, probably.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if you could download a demo and then, kind of like on Xbox Live Arcade, where you play it for a bit and it's like, hey, do you want the full version? And you could just unlock the whole thing, like Games on Demand or something like that.
Well, arcade games have that.
No, but I'm saying like that. But for a full game, you could get the Mass Effect Games on Demand and play for 5 minutes and be like, hey, you like this?
That is a 6 gig download, though.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
They could stream the initial content to you. Like, World of Warcraft does that. When you sign up for WoW, you can stream it and start playing, within 10 minutes.
Yeah, but WoW is its own economy.
I'm just saying, that's several gigs as well, and there's a method to it.
Do you guys think that next week when Major Nelson publishes the weekly use, do you think Halo Reach will be number 1?
I do.
It should, right?
Well, they have.
I saw 200,000 people on last night.
They have 1 million players in 24 hours. 1.1 million. Not everyone can get it. You have to have ODST. There were, I think, they publish 4 million, 5 million copies that were sold.
Something like that.
Yeah, I think it's sold 5
million. The latest numbers.
Yeah.
So but I mean, they don't ever tell you exactly how many people played it. Are 1 million people a week playing Modern Warfare 2 at this point? Because that's what it has to beat.
I would think so. Probably.
If it does, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this isn't just a beta that you get
but you definitely,
on the dashboard.
I remember seeing the FIFA demo when it came out. I remember seeing it as number 3 or 4. So
we used to see that with Left 4 Dead 2 as well. Remember, we'd see the Left 4 Dead 2 demo up there along with Left 4 Dead 2.
And some Resident Evil stuff I've seen up there. So yeah, that'd be interesting. I wonder what it does. I wonder where Halo 3, if Halo 3 will then drop next week, because everybody who plays Halo 3 is playing the Reach beta.
We should try to play Halo 3
see
and
what it's like.
See who's left on
you
there.
You would think so, but it didn't seem that Modern Warfare 2 affected the Modern Warfare rankings. That game still shows up pretty high.
What are you saying? Modern Warfare 2. Okay. So that franchise is confusing. It
is confusing as hell. Yeah.
Yeah, that it still stayed there.
Yeah, the COD 6 versus COD 4.
Yeah, and now Left 4 Dead. Now we have stuff like Left 4 Dead where they're concurrently developing content for both versions of the game. In fact, asynchronously, because they're going to put out the Left 4 Dead content after Left 4 Dead 2's content.
Which occurs earlier in the timeline, right?
That's confusing.
Yeah, right?
I think so.
I just assume that, but
yeah,
I think that stuff is kind of nebulous with them.
Oh, that reminds me. The new Mutation should be out for Left 4 Dead 2.
Thank you for reminding me, yeah.
Yeah, we should hop on and play.
When does that come out?
Came out last week.
It should have. I think it probably came out like over the weekend.
Yeah, Thursday or Friday, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Should play it.
That
got kind of overshadowed by the Reach beta.
Yeah, for sure.
I forgot about it.
There's an achievement to play 6 mutations, and since there's one a week, you got to, minimum, it's gonna take you minimum 6 weeks.
It probably has, honestly, the coolest Avatar award of any game ever. Which Valve, by the way, you got to give them credit for having Avatar awards because nobody does.
It's true.
What's the Avatar award?
You get a prop for your Avatar. Garden gnome.
That's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, you have to do it. It takes 6 weeks to get it.
You know, when you're
Jesus
concurrently or consecutively?
No, you have to play one. You have to play 6 different mutations, and they change once a week.
Yeah.
So just log on once a week for 6 weeks, and you'll get it.
Wow.
Man, I'm Avatar or not Avatar, but like awards in general. They didn't hit with me. I was just browsing around dashboard last night, and then I saw the awards thing, and I was like, "What the fuck is?" Oh, right, and I looked at it, and I had a bunch of awards I didn't even realize I had.
I think the only awards I have is the Guilty Spark and the first aid kit from Left 4 Dead.
Oh yeah. I have a couple in Left 4 Dead 2, and I have a couple from Waypoint, and then I had one from like Explosion Man or something.
They should stop selling them, I think, and they should just make them all skill based or unlockables.
I absolutely agree.
Absolutely.
That's what I like.
Absolutely.
That's what I like. I want something.
The fact that you can buy them is making them just seem kind of lame. And if anything, why don't you just make DLC that then supplements the game?
Yeah.
Or give away like a free T-shirt for the thing. But yeah,
absolutely.
They also, I think, they kind of ruin it because they end up, if they do have an unlockable Avatar award, it's typically not the best thing. Like the best thing is for sale, and the other thing isn't something you necessarily want. Like those BioShock helmets. They should have left those for people who got 1,000 points in BioShock 2, right? Instead of people who just bought them, because then it was like, where the fuck did you get that helmet? It's like,
it's like you had to work for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of like unlocking the sword in Halo 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, but of course, some people cheated for that, Gavin.
What do you have to do to unlock that sword?
You have to get a 1,000-point the game. You have to 1,000-point Halo 3, and then you get the sword.
And, okay, I guess I have it then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How did Gavin cheat?
Remember he got in that suspicious game where everyone got their overkill all at the same time?
That was not Gavin.
Oh.
Was it? That was someone else.
That was someone else we know who's remained nameless.
But Gavin...
I thought Gavin did the same thing.
We accused Gavin of cheating because we saw his save game, because he put it up for us to prove he didn't cheat, and it was still suspicious.
Yeah.
Like his 3rd and 4th kill were literally dudes standing still, waiting for Gavin to hit him. And he swears that he just caught them by surprise.
They were just standing
Theater
there.
mode is the greatest thing in the world. I'm really glad they have that in the beta.
That was
for Reach. I got to watch Joel get 2 kills in a Team Slayer game the other day.
I am the freaking expert at bouncing grenades off of fucking walls.
Yeah.
It is
in the wrong direction.
Dude, I threw a grenade, like, there was an entrance, like a doorway, and at the bottom of the doorway, you think it's a flat map. You see a seam for the bottom of a door. That seam is real, brother. Because I threw a grenade, it hit that seam in the map, it just bounced right back at me.
It went under the carpet.
Unbelievable. You think that's a texture? That's not a texture. That grenade will bounce right off that motherfucker.
It rolled under the couch.
God
you reaching
damn
down
it.
under there, found a quarter.
I will bounce grenades
Skittles.
in ways that is just, it's unbelievable. But you know where it's going to end up. It's like right next to my head.
Man,
awesome.
God, dude.
I was playing some guys. They all had the same fucking name, like SLB and then GB.
Like some clan or whatever.
So yeah, and that's their gamer tag too. So they're committed to this.
Sure.
I was just spraying the dude with the assault rifle, and it was like kind of close where I beat him down, but it was like I clearly had the drop on him.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is like I got an extra seconds worth of like laying into him with my assault rifle. He should be to turn and hit me. I go down dead, and he goes running it off, and no teabagging or anything. Like you're used to that, like getting teabagged, like you motherfucker or whatever. The guy literally, I just hear him over like proximity voice chat. He just goes, "Man, that guy was terrible." I've never felt so low.
Oh man,
he had just like the right little mix with a little touch of concern for me.
It's like I hope I didn't ruin a little kid's day.
Like casual, but concern, like genuine.
I gotta use that from now on. Just like, wow, that guy's awful.
At least you didn't get. Why don't you get your Joe act together? That was the worst thing ever.
Why don't you get
Why did you get Joe act together?
Yeah.
I hate my username.
All right, we should probably wrap this up. We got some reach beta to go back and play.
All right, let's do it.
Oh yeah.
All right, well, thanks for listening.
All right. Bye, everybody.